Dave's back.
Dave Chappelle's recent appearance on Saturday Night Live has once again placed him at the center of cultural conversation. Hosting the show for the fourth time on January 18, 2025, Chappelle delivered a monologue that traversed politics, natural disasters, and personal controversies, leaving audiences both entertained and contemplative. Number 1. Chappelle's return to SNL. Dave Chappelle's return to Saturday Night Live on January 18, 2025, was nothing short of a cultural event. Hosting for the fourth time, Chappelle arrived with the weight of his reputation as one of comedy's most provocative voices. The anticipation was palpable. Fans and critics alike were eager to see how he would address the hot-button issues dominating headlines. Known for his unapologetic approach, Chappelle's previous SNL monologues had already set a precedent for sparking conversation and controversy. This time was no different. As the spotlight hit him, he wasted no time setting the tone with his signature blend of humor and biting commentary, promising the audience a ride they wouldn't soon forget. But Chappelle's return wasn't just about laughs, it was also about timing. With the political landscape shifting and the entertainment world embroiled in its fair share of drama, his voice felt especially relevant. Audiences knew they were about to witness something bold, and they were right. The night had only just begun, and Chappelle was already poised to deliver another unforgettable moment in SNL history. Number 2, addressing Donald Trump.
So Donald Trump, I know you watch the show. Man, remember, whether people voted for you or not, they're all counting on you.
Chappelle didn't waste time diving into politics, a staple in his SNL appearances. This time, he set his sights on President Donald Trump, offering a mix of humor and sharp critique that had the audience both laughing and thinking. He began by reflecting on Trump's enduring influence on American politics, joking that, love him or hate him, the man knows how to keep his name in the headlines. Chappelle's delivery was sharp and precise, carefully towing the line between humor and a critique of Trump's polarizing persona. One of the most memorable moments came when Chappelle addressed Trump's ability to connect with a segment of Americans who felt overlooked. He stated, "Say what you will, but the man spoke their language, like a rich uncle telling his broke nephews they don't need college, just hustle." The audience reacted with a mix of applause and nervous laughter, a hallmark of Chappelle's ability to make people laugh while making them uncomfortable. As always, his commentary wasn't just about Trump. It was about the broader landscape of politics and how power, privilege, and perception shape society. Chappelle's Trump commentary didn't shy away from controversy, but that's what made it stand out. By addressing a figure with his signature blend of wit and depth, he ensured this segment of his monologue would be one of the most talked about moments of the night. And as the audience's laughter echoed, it was clear that Chappelle had set the stage for an evening filled with sharp insights and unfiltered truth. Number 3, commentary on Los Angeles wildfires. From politics, Chappelle shifted gears to tackle a more immediate and sensitive topic, the devastating wildfires sweeping through Los Angeles. Known for blending humor with raw honesty, Chappelle approached the issue with a mix of levity and pointed critique. He started by joking about the surreal reality of wildfires becoming a seasonal event in California. At this point, they should just rename it the Burning State. It's not even fire season anymore. It's just the weather, he quipped, eliciting uneasy laughter from the audience. However, his humor quickly gave way to a more serious tone as he touched on the environmental and political implications of the wildfires. It's funny until you realize someone's mansion is burning, and they're on Twitter blaming wind. Maybe it's the wind, or maybe it's years of ignoring what's happening to this planet, he said, pausing for effect. Chappelle also alluded to the growing wealth divide in areas hit hardest by the fires. He joked about the absurdity of the rich hiring private firefighters to save their homes, while the average Californian is left with little more than a garden hose. It's like the Titanic, but some people bought their own lifeboats while the rest of us get a bucket, he said, a line that resonated with the audience. While some appreciated his ability to make light of a dire situation, others were quick to question whether certain jokes crossed a line. Regardless, his commentary highlighted the stark realities of climate change and inequality, ensuring that even as the audience laughed, they were left with plenty to think about. As the applause subsided, Chappelle transitioned smoothly, teasing that the night's most outrageous moment was still to come. "And if you think I'm being controversial now," he said with a sly grin, Just wait. The audience was hooked, ready for whatever came next. Number 4, remarks on Sean Diddy Combs.
I've been in trouble in my day. Well, I've been in a lot of trouble in my day, but man, let me tell you something. This guy, Puffy, buddy, this guy is in an enormous amount of trouble. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. They got this guy in a RICO case by himself.
From serious to scandalous, Chappelle didn't hold back when addressing one of the most talked about controversies of the moment, the allegations surrounding Sean Diddy Combs. With his signature humor, he dove straight into the rumors about Combs' infamous freak-off parties, a topic that has been buzzing across social media and tabloids alike. "I'm not saying Diddy threw the craziest parties in Hollywood," Chappelle joked with a grin, "but if your invite said freak-off on it, you probably weren't showing up for the snacks." The audience erupted in laughter, but Chappelle wasn't done. He continued, "I never got invited to those parties, and honestly, I know why. Look at me. They don't need some tired comedian ruining the vibe." While the jokes kept coming, Chappelle didn't ignore the serious nature of the allegations against Combs, which ranged from workplace misconduct to personal controversies. He masterfully walked the fine line between humor and commentary, pointing out the absurdity of the situation while subtly acknowledging the weight of the accusations. "This whole thing is wild," he said, shaking his head. "One minute, you're singing 'I'll Be Missing You,' and the next, everyone's missing the point about why they're even at your parties." His sharp wit had the audience laughing, but the underlying critique was clear. Chappelle's remarks sparked immediate reactions online, with some praising his ability to address a sensitive subject without trivializing it, while others criticized him for joking about a serious matter. Either way, his commentary once again proved his knack for taking the most polarizing topics of the day and turning them into moments people couldn't stop talking about. With a sly smile, he wrapped up the segment. "I'm just glad I'm not on Diddy's guest list. I don't think I could survive one of those parties, physically or emotionally." The audience roared as he transitioned, leaving them eager to see what he would tackle next. Number 5, Chappelle's self-reflection. Amidst the humor and controversy, Chappelle took a surprising turn towards self-reflection. For a moment, the jokes paused, and the audience saw a more introspective side of the comedian. "You know," he began, "I've been doing this for a long time, making people laugh, making people mad. And honestly, I'm tired of the controversy. I just want to tell jokes and go home." The statement caught many off guard. Chappelle, known for embracing the chaos his comedy often stirs, seemed to be acknowledging the toll of constantly being in the spotlight. He joked about how every time he steps on stage, someone somewhere is already typing an angry tweet. "I used to think, what's the worst that could happen? Now I know, it's trending at 2 a.m. while I'm just trying to eat some cereal." But the moment wasn't all lighthearted. Chappelle admitted that the scrutiny has weighed on him in ways fans might not see. "People think it's fun being the guy who says what everyone's thinking, but sometimes I wish I could just disappear and watch someone else take the heat for a change." His candidness resonated with the audience, many of whom applauded as he paused. It was a rare glimpse of vulnerability from a comedian often seen as untouchable. But true to form, Chappelle couldn't resist ending on a laugh. "I guess the problem is, even if I disappear, I'd probably make headlines for that too. Dave Chappelle quits comedy, canceled by himself." The moment of reflection added depth to the night, showing that even a provocateur like Chappelle isn't immune to the pressures of fame. It was a reminder that behind the jokes is a man constantly balancing his art with the challenges it brings. As the applause swelled, Chappelle transitioned seamlessly, ready to dive into the next topic and leave the audience guessing what he'd say next. Number 6, public and critical reception. As expected, Dave Chappelle's monologue ignited a firestorm of reactions from the moment it aired. Social media platforms were flooded with comments, debates, and hot takes, with fans and critics alike weighing in on his bold commentary. From his remarks on President Donald Trump to the scandals surrounding Sean Diddy Combs, no topic was left untouched, and neither were the opinions that followed. For many, the monologue was classic Chappelle, raw, unapologetic, and thought-provoking. Supporters praised his ability to navigate controversial topics with humor and nuance, calling it a masterclass in fearless comedy. One viral tweet read, "Dave Chappelle just said what we're all thinking but too afraid to say out loud. Love him or hate him, the man's a genius." However, not everyone felt the same. Advocacy groups and certain media outlets were quick to criticize some of his jokes, particularly his comments on the Los Angeles wildfires and Diddy's allegations. Critics argued that his humor, while sharp, sometimes bordered on insensitive, with one headline reading, "Dave Chappelle's SNL Monologue, Brilliance or Blunder." The division didn't end there. Even among his fans, some questioned whether Chappelle's introspection about being tired of controversy signaled a shift in his career. Was he finally stepping back from his provocative edge, or was this just another layer of his comedic genius? What stood out most was how Chappelle managed to dominate the cultural conversation once again. News outlets, podcasts, and talk shows dissected every line of his performance, ensuring that even those who didn't watch the show were well aware of its impact. Whether praised or criticized, one thing was undeniable: Chappelle had everyone talking. As the debates raged on, Chappelle's legacy as a comedian who thrives in the gray areas of humor and controversy grew even stronger. His SNL monologue wasn't just a moment, it was a conversation starter that left audiences grappling with the fine line between comedy and offense, and the role of comedians in a rapidly changing world. And as the applause from his performance faded, one question lingered. Is Dave Chappelle the last of his kind, or just the start of something even bigger? That's for us to decide. What are your thoughts on Chappelle's latest monologue? Did it push boundaries in a meaningful way, or did it cross the line? Share your opinions in the comments below.